All right, everyone. I just want to thank you for your support and all the views I've been getting recently with my Velma videos. Thank you very much for that. I'd like to thank every one of you, everyone who's subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe and hit notifications for future episodes. I'm watching it so you don't have to. Now, I'm going to play this clip actually from the live stream I was on the other day, My Mind Over Matter, and check them out if you want to listen to that. But basically, I'll link that live stream in the description if you want to hear it. But I'm putting a VOD basically of when I talk about character growth and kind of my ideas and concepts of what I would like to hear out of the characters or what I would envision if I were writing the movie. Because I think it would be better if I were, instead of just ranting about, hey, this is what I hate and maybe this is what I like, maybe I throw an idea, throw a bone, a nugget of idea out there for people to, kind of think and sit on. But like I said, guys, thank you and please enjoy the vid.
I can motivate you. I can get you. I'll be like a drill sergeant if you want.
Yeah, I've been having fun with it though too, because it's been kind of fun doing that. Even though Velma's a bad show, it's been kind of interesting to sit there and think,
No, it's good.
why? It's funny because like I don't know what it is. It's just very weird but entertaining because what I learned from 22 was how not to write a show. You know what I mean? Like I'd watch it and I'm like, this is how not to make a character. This is how not to make a hero. This is how you shouldn't have a villain. And so now what I did was, like, for example, in episode 4, I thought, hey, what if I tried to think of some way to make the story more coherent? Hence why I had the idea about the cops and everything. Like, hey, instead of giving the 5 hottest girls a cop to follow them around, or, a bodyguard, why not put undercover cops like in episode 2, when they were trying to find who the drug dealer was? You know what I mean? Have undercover cops and have cops in like plain sight, to keep that, that big deterrent threat, but have more in the background so the killer, doesn't know if there's a cop around, but they'll know, hey, there's cops around, maybe I shouldn't do anything, and even then have, extra security. And then also maybe have a curfew, maybe say, hey, you must be 30 minutes home, you must be home within 30 minutes of dusk or something like that, to help prevent the killer from getting them at night.
It's kind of creepy, that now though you're talking about it, and I'm putting like my mind into it. Like it's fucking creepy because you see all these schools get shot up and kids are dying in school, and kids get stabbed to death in school. Just the other few weeks ago, a 6-year-old shot a teacher in Virginia.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
And, so it's like these kids, like they saying that the cartoons for adults, right?
yeah,
But
it's like
kids are watching this.
Parents are gonna let your kids watch this too. Some kids are just gonna watch this anyway for the sake of it, because it's like, and I understand, but like, I know it's like, okay, you make a cartoon, or for an adult, right? And you want it to be for an adult, and I understand. But what I don't like about it is it feels like it takes the cheapest shot to make it to an adult show. It's like, what does it take to be an adult show? You need to have content that's not safe for kids. And the easiest way is to imply a lot of sex jokes, basically talk about like the race concept, like that kind of stuff, and like that kind of stuff. Or nudity, that's what I'm thinking of too, like that kind of thing. And swear
Yeah.
words. And it's like, well, that's the easiest way to say, oh, this show is rated 17. I said 5 F words, and there's a scene where they're almost naked, scantily clad or something like that.
See, but
And
that
it's
would
like,
have messed up if they would have shown them naked like that.
but yeah, but yeah, they're. But the issue is, what my issue is they're teenagers. So I understand you can still make an adult show. I would encourage, if anything, I wish they were different characters. If it was
Yes.
an alternate universe,
Hmm.
is what I like to think. If this was an alternate universe,
Just a different show.
yeah, you know what I mean? Different show, but a similar concept. Like, hey, this is an alternate universe, maybe. A fun little quirky thing, so then later on you could have a cool mashup. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? With different people and different strengths. Have the crew be different a little bit wise. But the characters aren't written too well, is my issue. And on top of that, they go the route of, like, just don't do the sex at all. Just like talk about big, complicated issues. You know what I mean? Like, you could have big kid, like you can have a big talk. Like maybe, for example, Fred has a he has like a inferiority complex because he's a late bloomer. He's very, scared, right? He's like, well, I don't feel like a man, right? He doesn't feel like his father, who's a very manly guy. I thought, well, this would be perfect opportunity to make him, maybe a little arrogant, but at the same time, underneath, he wants to be a man like his dad. And maybe throughout the show, being friends with, like, Velma, Daphne, and Norville, they could be, he could learn how to be a true man, to help, instead of being like, the stereotypical guy, maybe he can learn like an actual guy will listen to other people's feelings. You know what I mean? Maybe listen, maybe give advice, or, be someone's shoulder to cry on, that kind of thing. And he can learn and become a better man in actuality, and become less arrogant over time, because this would make him a good character, because he would develop. He'd become a nicer, more tolerable character because he's improving. And the audience loves to see improvement, especially from characters. And that's what I want, instead of just insulting him into oblivion, into a paste.
I could see it. I could see this episode. I mean, it needs to get better by episode 6.
Yeah, it has to be better by episode 6, because it's like, at this rate, like literally episode 4, I literally had to take a 5-minute break. I literally, no joke, in that video. I did it as a gag, but I did it in real life though. I took a 5-minute intermission because I saw that scene and I was like, no shot, no way. And I literally had to sit there, like, so I literally turned off like my computer and I just sat there and I was like, what did I just watch, dude? Like, I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get myself a drink. So, I got myself a drink, went for a little walk, and I came back and I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna continue. We're gonna slog through the rest of the show. And then I did. Because it's like, what I don't like is the characters are written not well enough. They don't have enough good characteristics to make them interesting. Because a good character has a flaw. And but the issue is all the characters, it seems like they're not supposed to have a flaw. Like, for example, Mindy Kaling, when she does Velma, it feels like a soft projection of her. But at the same time,
right?
Yeah, it feels like she's just self-projecting her frustrations, which I don't want that. Like, if anything, it's okay to have a little bit of passion and maybe a little bit of, like, feeling towards this character. Like, oh, I can feel for this character. You know what I mean? But can we, like, make her not, like, maybe make her a smartass. Do it. Make her a smartass. You know what I mean? Make that her, her issue, her weakness, let's say. That one glaring flaw. Because we like flawed characters. It makes a good show. They make it more relatable. But don't make them insufferable. You know what I mean? Give her some good qualities. You know what I mean? Like, make her the smart, geeky person who maybe be a smartass, hence why she doesn't really have the most amount of friends. But make it where she realizes, hey, maybe Daphne didn't like me because I became a smartass. And, and maybe she dropped me for other friends who were more accepting. Maybe they weren't, at my throat about facts or something like that. Like a realization the character should have. So then when you watch it, they can grow and mature because they're at this age where they should be developing skills like that, where they should become more empathetic and, be more like an empath of some sort. Where they're like, hey, I can feel you. I'm sorry for what I did, and they can kind of work on it. Maybe not improve overnight, but they can improve maybe over the month. I'm just saying, though.
Yeah. But I feel like what we spoke earlier, they should have not used the same names from Scooby-Doo. They should have created just a different show, and just call it something else. And just don't try to reference Scooby-Doo. Like, just be your own, like, different show. And like, all right, I just the IP of them using for just like the names and the likeness, but then they change it up. I don't like that. That it's just it's they just I don't know. I just think this time that I'm in, like in this universe of bullshit, but Like back in the days, this show would not ever gotten made.
Oh, it would have never
This
gotten the green light. They would have been like,
it
this
would
is
never got
ridiculous.
this Velma series would have never back in the 80s, 90s, or even maybe in the 2000s. I don't even think this would get any green light at all. They'll be like, no, you can't use the Scooby names and like their likeness and stuff. No, create your own show. Like be original.
Yeah,
Like stop being lazy.
because at that point, like I honestly find this like for example, I think of it like this. I honestly find it as insulting to people. I find it insulting that they race swap the characters. As my issue is, it feels cheap, lazy, like a new coat of paint almost. It's like, yeah, maybe you have a white car and you paint it purple. It's still the same car. It's just a different color now. It just feels lazy and half-assed almost. Where it's like, make a new story, because I feel like that insults not only the people who love the IP, but the people that they're trying to pander to, which might be like they made Daphne white to Asian. That might be an insult to the Asians because it's like, oh, why didn't I get my own character? You know what I mean? Like, could they make a new and different character to add to the Mystery Crew? You know what I mean? The Mystery Incorporated. Like they could have made a new like a sixth person to join, and they could have been a diverse character of some sort. Like maybe add like another like an Asian female or some sort, and make her different, and make her kind of, be like a foil to like another character where they would, work together, but maybe she has a different strength and weakness that kind of works with the group. So it works. But when you say, oh, I'll take a pre-existing character and you race swap them, I feel like it's almost the equivalent of, let's say if I'm an older brother to someone, right? And let's say I wear, let's say, a shirt and whatever. And let's say I outgrow this shirt. Mm-hmm. Now my parent might just take my shirt I outgrew, and give it to my younger brother who's smaller. I feel like that's almost the equivalent. And this shirt might have holes in it or whatever. It's like it's been used and abused. Because, in this case, they've been used for many stories. And now we're just giving it to them. They might not feel as loved. Because I had it when it was new. He doesn't have it when it was new. He has it when it's used. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it would be insulting to not just get a new and revitalized character to revitalize the series. Mm-hmm. But, that's kind of what I think about it.
I just think they went lazy. They were able to get the IP right. They got